Hi Steve, this is the very first race wrap-up show that we're going to be talking about.
Absolutely, great to be here, Myles, and awesome to be able to put this together and do a little bit of a summary of Gauteng roadChamps.
Yes, can you give us a rundown? It was a fantastic day out. It was a good weekend of racing.
Yeah.
Time trial on the Saturday, road race on the Sunday.
And good turnout.
Very good turnout.
Yeah.
To take us through the course, the circuit, I mean, I suffered out there. But if
you were riding it. I got to sit on the mic and watch from the outside. But yeah, tough course. Everyone knows it. It's the Cradle of Mankind and beautiful area to get to ride in. The timing of the event also added a lot to the spectator value. And you guys were only off at 12 o'clock, as I remember.
Yeah, we got to actually sleep in for the day, which is not really... That doesn't happen
normal.
often. 12 o'clock's race start.
You don't know what to do with your time under those circumstances. But it was great because we had the youngsters racing early on. They're all doing their events. We had a couple of the podiums and prize givings, and then we had you guys arrive. So you got to see some of that stuff. But the youngsters got to see the pros arriving, which was brilliant. So tough course out there. I think you guys 156 Ks.
156 Ks, excluding that little piece to the start of the circuit, 5 laps of the cradle. If you've done the cradle before, we did it in a clockwise direction.
Anti-clockwise.
Actually, anti-clockwise direction.
Face the back of the clock, clockwise. So give us a rundown of the participants in your race on the day. It was quite a big field.
Some big teams out there on the day. 9 riders from Protouch. Team Cycle Power had a full squad. Team Enza. Cheshire Fuels Racing also there. So very good, strong field on the day.
Obviously a big title up for grabs, which makes sure that it's going to be some serious racing. But on top of that, 156 kilometers, which isn't the normal distance you guys are normally racing.
Definitely not normal. We used to the flat, fast 100-kilometer races, although Protouch have been doing some international races, which has upped their level, which we have seen from the last couple of weekends. They have been the team to beat.
Yeah.
First and second in the last few races, but I mean, there are some good local guys who can stick it to the boys, and I think Cheshire Fuels Racing, Dylan Girdleston, David Maria, you can't beat him with a stick enough to...
Yeah, you can't write him off
to sit down. You can never write him off. Good to see Nolan Hoffman in the bunch and surviving till the end, which was quite good to see.
Hi Myles, I'm still here.
Give us a little bit of a rundown of how things went. I mean, you were in the race. You had to deal with the actual racing.
So from the start, it was very aggressive. On the very first climb towards Beyers Nordia, towards the satellite climb, myself and Jacques Janssen van Rensburg got into a 2-man breakaway. And he has some big pedigree and results behind him as well. Ex-national champion. Ex-national road champion. He rode for NTT and Dimension Data as well. He's also got a very good result at Race to the Sun recently. So he's got some very good form. So I thought it was a good idea to go with him on the first lap, and hopefully a few riders would come from behind and join us. So we got pulled back in after the first lap. And then Kent Main and Ruan Deploy went on a 2-man breakaway, also from Team Protouch. So you can obviously see Protouch racing very aggressive. But the rest of the team's doing an amazing job to kind of hold them at that 3-minute mark. Very long race. Team Cycle Power doing a very good job for Jay Julius. They went on the front. They did some hard pacing. And then Team Enza, Nolan Hoffman came on the front and did some pacing for his teammates.
Long stretches, I believe.
Long stretches.
Yeah.
Kind of falling off and coming back, showing some fight, which eventually paid off for David Marais, finishing off 3rd.
And then the final winning move, I believe, onto that final lap, just past the feed station, that's where that final move went.
Absolutely brutal. I mean, 157 Ks, like you mentioned, we don't really race that distance often, which means it comes down to a race of nutrition. It becomes survivor mode by the end of it.
Absolutely, because your legs are shot.
Correct. So it was a small group of about 20 riders on the very last lap going towards the feed zone. And like I said, it was pretty much survival, and Callum Ormiston put in a very good final attack. Callum, a very good time trialer, so he managed to put in a final attack just past the feed zone, and Cheshire Fuels Racing were chasing. Dylan Girdleston tried to follow once or twice, but eventually he managed to get a good gap and rode it to the finish and won the race overall.
Brilliant. And then the rest of the bunch came in for that sprint at the finish. It was a little bit of a mess at the end. I must admit, we had multiple categories. I was standing at the finish line and the multiple categories coming in at once, which is good fun because everyone's on the sideline screaming and shouting for the irrelevant person. But I almost missed Callum coming in. And then the actual bunch sprint got caught in some of the back markers of the vets as well. So it got to be a little bit of a mess at the end, but a brilliant race overall.
100%. Callum riding away gave Gustav, our team sprinter, the opportunity to sit on, and he finished second overall. So first and second for Team Protouch, and David Murray from Team Enzo rounding off the podium for that overall third place.
Onto the data analysis. Let's go into a little bit of the stats on what we could see on Strava. Now, Strava stats are open to anyone. Go and take a look at this. Absolutely phenomenal numbers to go and look at, but give me a little bit of a rundown.
So Callum Ormiston, I tapped into his Strava, so I did some Strava stalking. He averaged 232 watts for the full almost 4 hours, so 3 hours 47 minutes. If I'm not mistaken.
That was average watts.
Average watts,
So
which
that's
means
not normalized power. That's
that
average
includes
watts.
his freewheeling when he's going easy, sitting in the bunch. So that's his average watts. Maybe we can chat to him and get some of his real data, which is 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. I think that would be impressive.
Yeah.
Steve, the good, bad, and the ugly on the day. There was lots happening. Can you give us a rundown?
Yeah, the good for me, Myles, was seeing the number of riders out there. It's very good to see, especially at the younger categories, was participation all the way through from about 10, 11 years old, all the way through to the vets categories. Very aggressive racing in the vets categories.
Yeah, massive thanks to the Road Rangers. They did a fantastic job keeping everyone
They're brilliant.
safe.
Craig and his team are absolutely amazing. And I think with an event like this, to be able to put it on and have it in the cradle, those are national roads. You can't close those roads. So the riders have to realize that there's certain things that organizers can pull off and other things we can't. Being able to close off a national road is a massive undertaking, and we're never going to get that right on something like a provincial champ. So, without the road rangers, that would have made every single one of those races so much more dangerous than it could have been otherwise.
The ugly on the day?
My ugly, and I got quite heated about it as well, the social media pushed out and the PR around it. I think the intention was good. The organisers send messages out to all the clubs saying, guys, please stay away from the cradle. To me, that's a PR nightmare. We want people in to see the cycling, to engage with the cycling, to understand how to comply with it. My ugly was that PR exercise, but it worked out all right in the end.
What's next on the cards for the boys?
Joburg Classic, a flat, fast, wintry, which means windy, excursion to the West Rand.
Correct. It starts at Tarleton International Raceway. A different route to last year. It's 106 kilometers. So it's going to be a flat, fast, like you say, probably windy route out there. And starts at 7:30 this coming weekend. So looking forward to that.
So you're looking to win it, eh?
Well, I'm the defending champion from last year.
There we go.
Well, but new routes, new circumstances. And the guys are training hard. So it's going to be a very, very good race to be at and to attend. From Myles, guys, thanks for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay fit.
And from me, Steve, look forward to chatting to you next time. Myles, great one. Cheers.
Cheers.